OnePlus 3 has a 16 megapixel camera on the rear with a little LED flash, and the camera is a bit bumped up, so when you put it on a table it bends out, and you can start up the camera just like this by typing an O, and you start up the camera, and when all the applications are turned on it takes a second, maybe second and a half sometimes, to start up the camera for the first time, and you have a direct key to switch to front and rear camera here, and you have a big shutter key, and as you can see, snapping images, it stores images very fast, so snapping is pretty fast, but you don't get a direct key for video. I tried pressing this, but it just snaps. You have some advanced keys. You can put a grid here, you can postpone snapping, but for video and other you have to go into deeper settings, so it's not very easy to use. I'd say you have to get used to this. You have a time lapse, you have a slow motion. Yeah, it's not that easy to use. Slow motion, video, manual settings, and panorama. For manual settings you can adjust really all the options you need: ISO, white balance, exposition, everything you really need, but those settings are not that easy to use as they are maybe on LG G4. I think that LG G4 has the best advanced interface for a camera, and for basic users I think they'll be pretty satisfied, because here you can turn on or off the HDR, and you have a flash fast key. So for users that just want to snap images, interface is really okay, but for more advanced users it's a little bit, you have to get used to it. Okay, so let's check the photo quality from OnePlus 3 rear camera. So in daylight, as you see, you'll get pretty nice photos. The colors are accurate, everything is sharp enough, and this is a huge resolution. And on 100% crop, you can see the noise, but details are still recognizable. They do not blur out, so this is a pretty good photo quality, not only for family usage, but I'd say even for traveling. So you can snap your friends, your pets, and you'll always get pretty nice photos. In indoors, where you have a little bit less light, you can see this camera is excellent. This is really a beautiful photo, very well stabilized, so there is not much noise, so the photos are very usable even in low light conditions. And in total dark, okay, you have a city lights here. It's a small flare effect. This is very good. The lights are very accurate. This is like you see things with your own eyes. So in low light conditions you'll get extremely good photos. This is f2 aperture, but the processing of photo is really good. If you go outdoors with your friends on a night out, you'll get pretty decent photos from the rear camera. OnePlus 3 can record video in Full HD 1080p resolution and even in 4K, and footage looks nice. It has stabilization, but the colors are not very rich, so the video looks a little bit washed out. I've seen better videos than this one, although video is pretty nice and clean. In low light conditions, video is still pretty good. It's usable as the photos. It's very well stabilized, so even in low light you'll get pretty nice video from this camera. Let's move on to the front camera. So front 8 megapixel camera, as you can see, has a bit wider angle of shooting, so you'll be able to fit more of your friends into the image. Images in daylight look pretty nice, pretty clean, they look accurate, so you'll get pretty nice selfies. It wasn't able to balance the exposition, So it's not a perfect front camera, but it's a pretty good one. Inside, where you have a little bit less light, you'll see actually a lot of noise in the image. Still, image is usable, face is recognizable, everything looks good, especially if you reduce it to some lower resolution. So photos look pretty nice and clean, but in low light conditions you can see a lot of noise. Photos are usable, but I've just seen better images from front cameras in low light conditions. But this is still pretty superb. You can record 1080p Full HD video from the front camera, and video as photos for selfies. It looks pretty nice, pretty clean, very well stabilized. So it's a nice video for selfies. And in low light conditions, again, as with photos, you can see some noise, but video is pretty much usable. So if you'll be going outdoors with your friends on your night out, you'll get pretty usable video footage. So in the end, the rear camera provides pretty nice, pretty clean photos. They're not as good as on iPhone 7 or Galaxy S7 Edge, but they're really good, not only for family usage, snapping friends, but also for traveling. And the front camera provides pretty nice photos for selfies. You'll be very satisfied, but as I said, this is not the best front camera I've seen so far on smartphones. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I helped you with this video.